Hello, guys. I welcome you to today's edition. Here with me, I have an distinguished guest. He's no any other person than Prince Swoyo. He's here with us to talk about why do we have more of single mother in the society in which we live in.
Okay, I talking based on observation
Okay.
and what we see. When I say observation, what I've seen in the society,
Okay.
I've come to understand that single mothers. Why do we have more single mothers in the society today? It is a relative measure.
Okay.
Relative measure in the sense that the girls we have today,
Okay.
the ones that are coming up, is unlike the days of our fathers.
Okay.
That you see a woman who wants to stay put
Okay.
in her husband's house. You see a woman who wants to sacrifice, who wants to give her all
Okay.
for a man. They will even tell you that those days, as little as they were, the women getting married, you see them, they are very submissive.
That's true.
They are very submissive, not minding what the man is doing, not minding the income in particularly.
Okay.
But they tend to have children, even at they tend to have children, except the only time you will see a woman taking care of her child is when she's outrightly asked to leave the house.
That's true. I have
She
seen
was
that.
outrightly asked to leave the house.
Yes, I've seen that.
You will see that both families will come together and say that our daughter is no longer with you, and for sake of for reasons based on this and that, they will give you facts and they will live in peace. But in today's 21st century,
Yeah.
the girls we have, they are not after what they think you want to build tomorrow.
Okay.
They are not after it. They are looking for an already made process.
Okay.
And for a man, for anything to be refined, it has to go through fire.
That's true.
So the process or the period where the man is suffering, that lady is not ready to be with her.
That's true.
So by the time she gives birth to one child, she will have no option than to say, what I expected from this man is no longer there.
That's true.
What I want to see in his life is no longer there. So therefore, let me take care of my child. And that is the more reason why we have children that are causing chaos and problem in society.
That's true.
Because how would you expect a woman single-handedly? Some of them are not enlightened. Some of them are not educated. Some of them are not exposed. A woman who is not exposed, who is not enlightened, how do you expect her to impact on that child?
That's true.
She will give less to the child because it is what she has. That's what she will give.
That's perfectly correct.
So a lot of things gambling from one generation, one century to another. You see how the world changes, and as it changes, the women too they change. Now today, go if you carefully look at what is happening, they are no longer meticulous. The women are no longer meticulous anymore.
That's true.
I heard a man was telling me a story one certain time. He said when he met his wife, he's married to today.
Okay.
He said it was the woman that inspired him to be who he is today.
Wow, that's impressive.
She told him that I see that you will become who you are today. 50, 30 years ago. And he's grateful to her every single day.
That is how it should be.
In our 21st century today now, can you go and meet any girl and the girl will inspire you?
No.
Rather, she will condemn you because you don't have a car.
That's true.
She will condemn you because you cannot meet up to her need.
Yeah, those are the things they look at.
I'm telling you.
Material things.
They are just after material.
Material things.
There was a time I approached the lady.
Okay.
And I told her, I said, how are you? Because she's very beautiful.
Okay.
How are you doing? When I was speaking to her, she told me, where do you live? And I told her where I'm living. And she now asked me, can you afford my bills? I said, afford your bills in what way? If it is so easy to afford bills,
yes,
you wouldn't have been requesting from me.
No, that is it.
You would afford your bill yourself. So when I was not there, who was affording the bill?
I wonder. That's the problem.
You see how the society is moving from, instead of from grass to grace, it is moving from grace to grass.
No, grace to grass. That's true.
Everything is changing.
Yeah, that's true.
A woman, a girl will give birth to a girl of 18 years, 19 years, 20 years will give birth to a child. And the moment she gives birth to a child, in fact, you can agree with me that there are some places in our society today that if you don't have a child, it's as if you're less of a woman.
That's true.
At that early stage of their life,
That's true.
at 18, 19, 20 years.
That's true.
Even here in Africa, there are some communities you go to today.
It happens.
When they see the young girl, they will tell her, "Do you have a child?" And because she does not have a child, they say you are not. In fact, it looks like you are not ready for business. Somebody is not financially buoyant. Yes. Someone who is not educated. Someone who is not exposed. Someone who does not understand the nitty-gritty of life. You're going to give birth to a child. The child will become a nuisance.
That is true. That's what we are seeing in society.
And that's what we are seeing today in our society.
That's true.
Except the man. What I feel is that before a woman should leave the house, see, another problem is that another problem we are facing today is the fact that these women I don't know whether it is a wave. It is like a wave this period. These women are not ready to stay put.
That's true. They are not.
They are not just ready.
They are not.
And what is even inspiring them, that I would say, are the men.
That's true.
The men are inspiring them. Because how would you want to impress a woman? By impressing a woman, you want to go extra mile.
That's true.
What if by going extra mile, you lose your life in the process? What if by going extra mile, something bad happens to she will move on?
She will move. Of course, she will.
She will just have the reflection.
One in my compound, after the woman died, the man, it wasn't too long, went and got married.
Okay.
The same thing to the woman. If the man die, the woman moves.
And that is what is happening today. That is what is happening today. There are a lot of struggle. The society is in it's in chaos. It's in tension. A lot of persons, they want to meet up, and in striving to meet up, they make mistakes.
That's true.
Because the man is having anything to do with you, maybe sexually.
Yes.
You will get pregnant.
Of course.
You don't have that mindset. You don't have that thinking that what if I get pregnant? Who's going to take care of the child?
Yes.
You allow the child to come to the world, and at the end of the day, you will leave his house. That you're no longer interested again.
Yes. And our mothers were not so.
Our mothers were not so.
Our mothers happens to be the women that stood by our fathers.
Now, you can agree with me.
Yes.
That those days, even the men get married to more than 1, 2, 3 wives.
Of course they do. Even in the Bible days, the women also gave their husband, their mates, to sleep. But in this 21st century, we the men, we have decided we don't want to take 2, we don't want to take 3, we don't want to take 4, we don't want to take 5, we want just to take 1.
Just that one alone, if you are not careful, it will bring problem to you. Because when there's
no competition between them, they tend to misbehave.
When they are 2 to 3 persons contending for 18, you will see everybody wants to make efforts
their best,
to put their best in that particular.
Yes, that is a reason.
So that's the reason why those days our fathers were no longer even. You will see some of them, they will just sit down in their house.
Yes.
Tie wrapper on their waist.
It is the women that
and the women will go to the farm.
Women going to.
And when they go to the farm and come back, they will feed them. This one will bring pounded yam, this one will bring rice.
At the end of it all, there is food.
You see them competing to be the best.
That is it.
To impress the man.
And with that competing to be the best,